Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tonight's on the Round Table. I'm Luca and this is TJ.
Hello, everyone.
For tonight's edition, we are reviewing Killer Bean Forever.
Yeah, so this is an interesting one. Killer Bean Forever follows Killer Bean, an assassin in a world that is populated by coffee beans, who gets tangled up in the underground of Bean City. And the movie follows him as he seeks out his targets, which is not revealed. Luca, what's your history of this movie?
So, this is a film that I've seen many times. My history goes back as far as 2009. I saw a little flash animation on the same channel, and it brought me to the movie. And I just kept watching the movie over and over again, and I thought about it recently and wanted to review it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've heard about it some places before it became a big meme. Like, it became a meme lately.
Yeah.
I say lately, that was like last year. But yeah, this is definitely an interesting one. Should we go a little bit into the history of it?
Sure.
Yeah, so Killer Bean was made by Jeff Liu, who is an effects artist who worked on films such as Tron Legacy and The Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
However, he started out he taught himself learning how to do computer animation by animating coffee beans, essentially, making them participate in big action scenes. And so this film basically is just his passion project, which honestly I think is important to know when going in, because this is a very intriguing film, a very janky film in my opinion, but I do think a very fun and engaging film.
So yeah, I think the film is epic and well structured. It has engaging fight scenes, clever dialogue, and fashionable outfits for the beans. Another thing I enjoy about the movie is the soundtrack. The party music was a good opener. The fight music has a thrill to it and is timed well with each scene it's used in. And the casual music feels experimental. Would you agree?
No, not really. I'm not too big on the music. Again, it works. Like apparently Jeff will make the score, and as well as a few other people. And I think it works, but it just doesn't really have a personality of its own, in my opinion. I do enjoy. Yeah, how about the characters? What's your opinion on them?
I like the main character, Killer Bean. He's cool, witty, and knows what he's doing. The side characters, namely Detective Cromwell and the Bean Police, are helpful towards him. And I like the dialogue they deliver. The other characters are okay, I guess. They fit into the movie.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, they are. They work. I found a lot of this movie worked well with the action, as well as the weird tone. I feel like they work with the tone of the movie, which I think applies to a lot of things. Because, yeah, but in their vacuum, they're okay. Killer Bean is entertaining enough on his own. Although I think if he's not the most fleshed out character. Although the way they reveal his intentions and his connections to the Shadow Organization, which we won't spoil what it is, is engaging enough, and the rest of the characters they work, especially for this type of movie, which personally I found the most interesting. Like, personally, my favorite aspect of the movie is that it is very unique. There are few films like this, and also, like, it is, as mentioned, it is a little janky. The effects aren't the best, but it comes together well, especially knowing the backstory of it. Also, it's well paced, which I enjoy. Like there is no like it rarely feels bogged down. Maybe a little bit towards the end, but it feels rounded.
Yeah, I'd agree. Do you like how the story progresses?
Yeah, the story itself is fine. Again, good way, good again, good with the toning helps bring the action along. But I think it progresses well.
Yeah, I think the story is good for the most part. However, I wish there could have been more of Jet Bean. He only appears at the beginning and end of the movie and has less dialogue than most of the other characters.
I think he works all right. Plus, he has a big. Plus, I believe he has a big enough of an impact when he is on screen. On that note, probably the best element, unironically, is the action.
Yeah,
It is a very anything to say on that?
yeah, it is well done. The action scenes were enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, they're clear. Yeah, the 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 way that characters act off each other is very clear. Like we're never in the same environment for too long. Like especially like especially like how in the middle of the mid fight scene in the movie, like how the environment gets changed after the was it a SWAT car after a SWAT car just
Yeah.
after a SWAT car crashed into the factory. Yeah, not factory warehouse. That was a good change of
You mean
pace.
the tank?
Yes, I don't. Yeah, I mean yeah. They get also it's also things are very weighty and even the ragdoll esque physics they work they work they give an aspect of fun to the action.
Yeah.
And anything bad to say about the action, or at least critical?
I think the action scenes are cool, but however, I have a few criticisms on it. One, a few of the cappuccino's beans die from just being kicked. Like they should still be alive. And two, the one part where a bean shoots at Killer Bean with a shotgun, there should only be one bullet coming out, not multiple.
That's what a shotgun is, though. It shoots multiple bullets.
No, there should be one coming out.
Like it,
Like you can clearly see one coming out of the gun.
that's. I think that's just a flash. When is this the first fight scene?
Yeah,
I thought there's the whole idea of a shotgun. It spreads out its bullet. It spreads out. It's not a single shot.
yeah, I
Right?
could be wrong, but
Yeah, I
anyway,
think.
yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I
Just
think.
some of the
Yeah,
beans die from being kicked or kneed.
yeah. That didn't really bother me. Like that one. Like it's unrealistic, but it worked for this movie. And it's not like these fight scenes are that realistic to begin with. The one thing that did kind of bother me is actually one of the things that did kind of bother me is that Killer Bean is a little too overpowered. He never really there really doesn't well more specifically there really doesn't feel at least for the first few fight scenes. Actually, let me start over. For most of the fight scenes, besides the end, there really is no escalation and escalation of like challenge for him. He doesn't really get tired out or strained in any ways, which doesn't really feel that engaging. Going back to the when he fights the elite squad, he just kills. They're built up.
Hmm.
Like they're built up. Oh yeah, for context, Killer Bean midway through is fighting a group of elite soldiers, I believe.
Police soldiers.
Yeah, and which are somewhat built up. Like they're not like which are somewhat built up in that scene. But then he just kills them with just as much effort as really the thugs from the beginning of that scene. Like small nitpick, the fight scenes are still fun, but I feel that just makes it a little tiring. I did enjoy the final scene with Jeff Bean though. It was good. It was a good change of pace, a good way to end the movie. And that one was fun.
Yeah, he takes out on the elite soldiers rather quickly, but didn't bother me too much. I like the idea of an overpowered like protagonist. No offense.
No, I'm taken. I think it's less that he's overpowered. It's just that I think it's less that he's overpowered though. It's more that there is no real. It doesn't feel like there's a proper progression through the fights.
But they do scale up the villain's powers as the movie progresses. To be fair,
they do that. They do that.
Yeah.
Anything else?
So I also like the fight scene with Jet Bean. I like the choreography that goes into it, and it's fun to see Jet Bean not using any weapons. You know he's just as good as Killer Bean, if not more, and it's going to be tough for him to beat Jet Bean.
Yeah. Especially love how they use the environment to their advantage, like how he's being select, like how he's being slammed against, like how they're being slammed against a jail cell, and onto the chairs. Especially also like how Jet Bean learns throughout the fights. He's not again going back to the progression thing. That fight does progress. It does progress. Killer Bean first stops using his guns, then he picks them up back up. You can have an overpowered character, but still have a feeling of progression through the fights. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Anyways, time's running out. Would you recommend this movie?
Yes, I'd recommend it. Yourself?
Yeah, I would too. I don't think it's not good to think of it as just a time. It's not. I don't think it's don't expect like a Hollywood action film. Not that you really would. Not that I really think you would see after the first scene. But it's a lot of fun. It's entertaining throughout, and overall it's a very well-made passion project, which I respect Jeff for making.
Yeah.
So yeah, I recommend it. Probably give it a 6 out of 10, between a 7, 6 or 7. Crazy.
I give it an 8.
All right.
So TJ, what are we reviewing next week or next time?
Okay, later.
Okay, that'll be fun to review.
All right. Thank you for your time with us. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you for joining me, TJ. See you then.
Thank you.